Did you know about the dark history of Valentine's Day? Let me tell you about it. And I'll link in the show notes this NPR article from 2011 that gives you a really good summary. But listen to this. So, back then, I'm talking about ancient Roman times, there used to be this pagan festival that celebrated fertility, and it was done in the name of health and purification. So there would be animal sacrifices, feasting, beating up on people, and hooking up. And I kid you not, this all happened back then. So the festival begins around February 13 to 15 by the priests running down from Palatine Hill to the Roman Forum, whipping people with strips of animal hide. During this festival, they would sacrifice a dog, a goat. It was usually one or more male goats. Then they would all feast after the sacrifice. So think about gluttony and excess and all this food because, fertility, blah, blah. And people did legit die from starvation. And so obviously they're celebrating the excess and they are praying that the gods bless them with more fertility. And they've also thrown in random matchmaking where men and women were paired together randomly and they would go off and do their thing. And exactly, I'm sure there were pregnancies from this, and I don't know how they dealt with that because I don't think people keep notes of it. It was more like, this festival happened, this is what we celebrated this year, it happens every year. And do you know why they're celebrating it? Because of the god of fertility, Lupercus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So Lupercalia is named after him. It's supposed to purify the body, right? And increase fertility, beginning at the Lupercal, which is the cave where the she-wolf led Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome. So even though we don't widely celebrate it, well, it's kind of violent, right? So I'm glad we don't celebrate it. Instead, these days, we have soft, sweet messages online, people sending candygrams still in high school, and in real life, people can buy you roses and send them to you by gig delivery services, and I think that's sweet. And honestly, I was today years old to find out that some people refer to Valentine's Day as SAD, S-A-D, Singles Awareness Day. And it's like, yep, I don't think it's sad to be single. What's sad is to be stuck in an unhappy marriage or unloving relationship, or worse, get forced into something you didn't want to do because culture, religion, your parents either put you in an arranged marriage and you agreed to it. Because, as an adult, you can say no and refuse things. But apparently, this still happens. And yeah, so that the world doesn't label you a spinster, you marry yourself off or go along with what society deems is the right timeline for you to be a parent. And that's what's sad. So if you are single, remember that your self-worth does not come from your partnership label. You can be married, single, divorced, widowed. You're still you, and you're still a worthy person to be with. And if you've forgotten that, I'm here to remind you that you are great. And if you feel like your current partner doesn't recognize that, open up that conversation or leave, because there's so many people in this world. Someone is looking for exactly who you are, wanting to love you and give you the respect, adoration, and loyalty that you require. And you shouldn't have to ask or beg or plead to get that from someone you're with or someone who's not giving that to you, when there are others who will naturally give that to you without needing to be asked. And this is not supposed to be a rant. This is an informative Valentine's Day dark history. And so before I leave, let me just remind you that it takes two people to make a home. And if you're not with a person that makes you feel like home, I hope that you yourself have given you this safety and love and acceptance that you feel home regardless of who you're with, regardless of if you're with someone or not. So if you're single, let's be sad together. Very Single Awareness Day oriented and celebrate the fact that we are free. And if people are partnered, coupled, be happy for them. Just be happy.